Ah, okay, I cannot put all of those in at once. So, let's see. I can't rename these sets, can I? That's dumb. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Can I fit anything in this last little bit that would be useful to me? another eraser. Guess another ether kit. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything. I feel like there is a small chance I may need more pures than I have. So we're gonna go buy more clarities. How can it be a reminder if that's the first you've said it? That's my first question. Come on, give me more pures. Thank you. I'll have 15. Cool. Excel spreadsheet will go in that corner. Good. That'll go there. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I think I'm good there. Now the real question. Also, I can't use glamour plates here, so the real question, which glamour should I use? I like the Ascian glam that I've been using lately, but at the same time, elders come from clarity. Re-razors come from care fragments, I believe. Ah, yes. I do apologize for being super silent. They are chatting in the Discord, and I have the Discord not picking up through OBS. If you hear them talking, it's because they're talking so freaking loudly that it's bleeding through my headphones. Is there a way to rename sets? Thank you. Is it no longer the case that grade 3 gives the same stats as grade 4 in DRS? Oh, I'm still going through my backstock from last year. Okay. I don't believe this is something I have a question about, but as the any DPS role, I don't have any specific lost actions I'm expected to bring besides the ones listed on the sheet, right? Uh, 100% uptime on Dervish does not sound fun to me. Spell speed. Great, now I need to... Chain spell... Eraser with that, okay. I've been swapped to the Cure Forecaster. I honestly cannot stand spell speed. It throws off my rotation, so I'm not going to be getting any unless I absolutely have to, like the forced. Little do they know I went AFK. Okay. I'm an idiot. I overwrote my set. Uh, okay, there we go. I am really not used to using lost action sets or lost find sets.
And D will be taking. Sorry, D. I keep getting flipped around.
No,
Uh,
I'm legit. I
you're
forgot E
totally
does not
fine.
come before D.
You're totally yeah. E party E is taking D and F. D and four. I always mess this up. I'm sorry. So it'll be south. Those will be the white and blue golems. And party D, my party, will be taking C. I'm gonna switch these around so I don't stop confusing myself. Party D will be taking the purple markers. Party E will be taking the blue markers. How about that? Vander, I've already talked to Vander in party chat. He will be taking the red golem, which is the golem on 4. Did everyone kind of understand the transition of golems and colors and how that works out and where they need to be tanked?
Wait, hold on. Vander is taking 4.
Yes. So what it is the goblins on C and 4 will swap rooms. So because of how the color transition work. So the golems transition in colors from blue to white, white to green, green to red, and then red to back in blue. In order for us to kill them in a timely manner, we switch the golems at northwest and southeast, as they're laid out here, and so they'll go in the opposite rooms from each other. That way, when they metamorphosize, they only have to metamorphosize once to get to the actual color they need to be in the button in their room.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. If you come stand on me, you can get a pretty clear view of all 4 buttons, and I find that's a really good visual reference to figure out like which golem is going where. You can kind of just come stand here and you'll see the button.
That's a button.
Yeah, that's a button.
That's a colorful button.
So the golems, as they're laid out now, 3 and D will stay the color that they are, and then again C and 4 will be allowed to cast their metamorphosized once. C will be going to white, so the metamorphosis is white, and 4 will metamorphosize to red as it goes to the northwest room.
So what do melee DPS do?
Everyone except for the tanks and their healers will be in a murder ball, and your job is to DPS.
Yeah.
It's very, very straightforward.
Unless you're a Fizz range, who's
yeah, unless you-
assigned to Red Golem.
Vander has decided to solo intercept and interject.
Sure.
Yeah, so we actually don't even need a Fizz range up on red. If we could get hallway tank set up, Scaff, I'm assuming you're taking 1, and then your other tank in party F will be the other hallway tank? To take out Lewis
If
golems?
that's what you want me to do, that's fine. I'm just making sure that everyone, my party, I still haven't hopped over. Just making sure
Okay.
people have their stuff right now.
No worries. Can we get a tank from party E on the blue golems, please, so we can get those rooms sorted out? Both of you will need a healer for the Asuna for the tank buster. So you can split into a tank healer combo on markers C and 3 for party E.
Combo.
Quick question. Should I be using any lost actions, like
Nope.
honored sacrifice? Okay.
Lost actions are completely unnecessary here. Between our rays and peers, we have more than enough DPS to clear this. So save those for your pump on Trinity Seeker.
I didn't even realize there was an encounter before the first boss, to be honest.
Yeah, there's a fair bit more trash in here in Savage than there is in the regular DR. Our Perceptors, can our Perceptors jump up and down? And I can show you where to percept and how to percept. Lilith and...
I see one person jumping.
We will likely have to back out.
Yeah, Lilith mentioned that there's a trap in southeast room. Or
Are
southwest
we-
room, I think.
Did someone
Southwest.
forget a pier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Please clear comms. We have someone without their peer. We're backing out.
Okay, everyone drop room.
How you drop?
Hit
just
you
leave?
and the duty finder and then leave.
Okay. That's actually upsetting.
Yep, and that is why
Uh-huh.
we insist so much that you remember your pure in Re-Raiser.
It happens,
weird.
but it's more common on fresh pogs, but it is where you try and build the right habits and making sure you are prepared beforehand, and you should have multiple backups, so
Yeah.
it's unfortunate to lose it like this, though, of course.
Alright. Was that on Golem's side or was that on Slime's side?
It doesn't really matter.
Sure.
But yeah, one person forgetting their pure is not acceptable. It's not a habit that we want to reinforce. It's saying it's okay to do it. So if anybody, for any reason, doesn't have their pure, we will back out, and everyone will have to use up the same resources once again for re-raisers and for their pure essences. So make sure that you do have the stuff that you need going into it. This is Savage content after all, so we're not gonna be trying to baby you guys in this content. Everyone will have to do their part. So do please come adequately prepared with the right resources. It's not something you just queue into and just do. So, not trying to be super strict, but you know, making sure you have the right mindset and be prepared beforehand, of course. If you do need any fragments to get your pure essences, please do not be shy to ask. They are very abundant on the market board, but there are vets who have farmed endlessly for those frags as well, and they'd be more than happy to donate some stuff
We are
if
here
you
to make
need
sure
some.
you succeed, so if you do need anything, please let us know.
Hmm. Yeah. So there's nothing wrong with being new, but being prepared is the least thing that you could do, because you know mechanics can take a while, and that's fine to like learn, but not coming prepared with the right stuff is the bare minimum. So
If you want to raid like this, you gotta be prepared to raid like this, or don't raid like this.
yeah, but
It's pretty
I don't wanna
straightforward.
like push the point too much, but yeah, you guys get the point. So we do not want to see that again. So we'll just get in there and get some frogs in, some attempts in on the sides, because I do not expect, I mean, slime side to go well in the first pull. Usually it'll take probably 2, maybe 3, as worst as 5 pulls perhaps.
Yeah, slime side can take a while. And just to like reassure people, like it does happen. I've been in like reclear runs where people forget their gear, so it does happen. This is just a reminder and kind of to build a habit, a good habit of always making sure you have your loadout set. I was in a really cursed TA run where 4 people forgot their peers in a row. We had to re-instance 5 times before we got it down. Yeah,
Ah,
that was
if that happened on my run, they'd be probably banned for my runs.
that
I'd
was
say.
Iron Bars' last Bring a Friend run.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
no
I
wonder
just-
he doesn't.
It was super cursed.
No wonder he doesn't do those runs anymore.
Nope.
No wonder. Yeah. That's I have a lot lower tolerance for that, especially from vets. Newbies, okay, you got to be understanding, but vets or people who've been in the instance before, that's not acceptable. That's an easy way to get blacklisted from my runs for sure. Because they definitely know better. It's just carelessness on their part.
Yep. Just take the extra 5 seconds it takes to check your holster.
If you are perhaps more limited on gil, as I said, like maybe you don't always have the opportunity to ask people for frags. If you'd like to farm them yourselves, I know they do cluster farms and omni farms on this server as part of the Barja content. Just from the clusters that you get in one session alone would give you literally hundreds and hundreds of frags. And they trade in at a 1-to-1 ratio now. They nerfed the ratio. It used to be like 3-to-1 or something, or like 5-to-1. I don't remember. But you can get an abundant amount of frags, which will last you more than the entirety of your prog gear on SEM for DRS, and even more so, which you can sell or you can continue to use if you plan on running DRS multiple times, even after you've cleared. So one like 2 to 3 hour session of cluster farm or omni farm does go a long way for at least for the pure essences that you'll need for DRS
Yeah,
and
the
DRN.
Zadnor Omni Farm you'll walk out with 700 to 900 clusters, 700 to 900 clusters, and you will literally never need to farm clusters again. And it's fun.
Unless you want like the mount you can get. You can like farm the mount, the key, whatever. Waiting on Raven. Is Raven in here? Yes, he is.
Also, if this helps mitigate, I'm not sure how many people are aware of the fact that
You lost your
see
pure,
the
yes. So you'll have to get another one. That's why people ask to bring. The host asks you to bring like 5 or so. Yeah. So it does happen. So that's why you have to have backups. And And as for re-raisers, they were referring to the resistance re-raiser, as this is a lot cheaper than that of the lost re-raise action that you actually have to cast on yourself. The resistance re-raiser is just like an item that you apply, automatically applies onto yourself. Whereas the lost re-raise action is 2 charges, and you can cast it on yourself and on someone else. Yeah. I do hope this does get going though, because assuming we're gonna get to the later bosses, it will take some time.
Generally, quick question for the vets. Generally speaking, how tough are the DPS checks for the bosses?
In my personal opinion, they're a joke now in Zadnor, as long as you guys don't die. But the only real DPS check is TA, the third major boss, but it's usually because people start dying, because the caller can't hold your hand anymore, and also kind of for Queen. But most of the DPS checks is primarily because people are dying. They're not as difficult as they was on release. So, kind of makes it less fun, in my personal opinion. But I mean, it lowers the barrier of entry for those who are not as confident in like doing higher end content
I hope we
and
get
getting an opportunity to get the mount.
to toggle off Rays, but essentially Rays are 25% flat DPS burst, DPS boost across the board if you have 10 DPS Rays, so it definitely has trivialized the DPS checks. Especially like now that people have learned how to like really game lost actions. Like if you look at like the Annihilation run that gets run every other Friday, they kill bosses in 3 minutes, and everyone's doing 80 to 180k DPS.
Yeah, it's kind of
People
dismissing.
are gaming lost actions even harder before Zadnor. It's just Zadnor introduced better lost actions too, as well as the race. Because if you looked at the stuff some
Need
people
snacks, ask for contentions. If we have time, I can give you some more, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it right now. It's all good.
Quick question. Is there like a role to sign up for the cluster farms? Because I'm having trouble finding it in the Discord.
yeah.
DRS looking for clusters.
I literally
Yeah,
just
so
go into Bozja and I just literally type into Yell chat LFG cluster farm and I usually just get invited to a random
Yeah.
group.
So if you go to the Bozja tab on SEM and you click on Bozja and Delubrum roles, in the LFG roles, there's the emoji that you can react to for Bozja and Zadnor clusters. All the clusters are the same. Doesn't really matter if you get it in Bozja or Zadnor. So you can react to that, and you'll be pinged for any notifications for those types of runs.
Thank you very much.
You can appraise fragments inside Delubrum Reginae?
Correct.
That is crazy.
Yeah, there's also the cache as well, but do keep in mind you can only do this at the beginning. So reminders again for your pure essences, your re-raisers, your lost actions should have already been activated, so you don't have to replenish those. Yeah, now you guys know the resources that can be wasted upon not having everyone having their pure. So, but now you guys know, so it'll never happen again.
Free raid. Let's go. Where is that?
I don't have enough re-raisers. Alright, let's go appraise some more.
Oh, do you need to re-raise, Amy?
I personally don't even want to use re-raisers. Kinda have to. Yeah, if you're gonna go bio, just go run quick. You have time as long as you pre-popped already. You have your pure, you have your re-raiser, you should be good. You can hop over poggers. Everyone in F can go except Ravens. Checking if you have your pure. There's a appraiser here for those frags that you just got. If you need to appraise more in DOMs. My raid food that I pre-popped at the last one is already running out, so I'm gonna have to reapply that in a sec. Alright. Do you have the rest of your actions ready? Poggers, you can go. You're good.
Lilith, if you want to percept south, that'd be great, so we know where to start with those. You'll keep the same tanking positions as before.
Lithis said there was traps in southwest and southeast in our party chat.
Do you have something to replace that lost re-raise? When you said you have backup re-raises, assuming you said you had re-raisers in your inventory? Like law resistance re-raisers? Yes? No?
It's interject to interrupt metamorphosis, right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry, who are you talking to about re-raise?
My off tank.
Okay.
Raven, do you have additional action that you can swap over for re-raise? I think, what is it signed for off tanks? Damage action, probably. Oh wait, font banner. Banner. Making sure everyone's actions are good to go.
So we do have traps in south, so blue and white golem tanks do allow your perceptor to percept those rooms first before you go. Lilith, since you will be tanking green and you're going north, you'll percept the hallway first, and then go to the green room, and we'll have our other percept the south rooms. Can I have our other percept put their just say something in shout chat, please, or yell chat? Who's our second percept? I'll look at the roster. Raven, did you bring percept?
Is he assigned that?
Yes, Raven is assigned as the other perceptor.
I see. Okay. I do not see that they have it right now.
Okay, so Koza's
I can
gonna-
also do it if need to. I don't have it slotted, but I have damage trays right now.
It's fine, Koza's got it, so Koza will percept south, and then Lilith will percept the hallway before running to green.
Thank God.
Okay. Raven has it now, but okay, we're good. Alright, Raven, let's go. You're good now. Hop on the glowy pad.
Can all their tanks jump on their golems, then just put into yell chat what their golem color will be, just so we can confirm, and then we'll do ready checks and get this started.
Nervous.
Perfect. Don't be nervous, but it's a good nervousness. It's fun. If we fuck up, we'll just wait for the slimes wipe.
Bro, you know what? This dude in the frog suit has got me hyped now. Forget all my nervousness. I'm hyped.
Alright. So Raven, since you have Percept, I'll let you... where are you percepting Koza? You're gonna help him percept south or something? You got both south? Okay, so I'll let you, for Raven, you'll tank the golems to the south door, this door right here that I'm jumping beside, you'll tank the golems near this door. I'll go to the north side. Just make sure you're the ones hitting them first, because they'll tether to you as the first person to attack. Yeah. Party F, ready.
Just waiting on 1 in D, and then we're good to go. you have any questions, please, this is your last 30 seconds to ask them before we start.
Just for confirmation, melee DPS is just in a big thing
Yep.
DPS
DPS
thing,
are
right?
in a big death ball going.
DPS death ball just doing DPS.
Yeah, you do kill the blue, kill the white, kill the green, kill the red.
Savvy,
We'll
just
wait.
go with me. Onyx, just go with Raven. I'll make it simple.
Alright. Good luck, everybody. Let's do this.
Awesome. Raven, go to the south portal for this glowing portal. Just go to the south one. Just wait for the
everyone on
golems
blue.
to appear. Raven, don't go there. Don't go there. Oh, Raven stepped on a trap. We don't have a tank south. Oh, they popped.
Thanks, Mimi. Please interrupt the blue metamorphosis. Lilith, get interrupt, thank you. If you want to move the green golem right onto the button, that'd be great. It needs to die like on the button. That's a good spot. Everyone that comes to green will kill green and then transition to killing Runa's golems until we hear the call for commit.
Forgot how boring hallway golem is.
Some
Top
like
tier
interesting when you're in
content.
DPS.
If you're a DPS, use this opportunity to build up your gauges and be at max gauge prior to the boss.
We don't need to be killing red. We'll take a couple of people can come south to kill south hallway golems, please.
I'll come kill south. I'll come south. Are we killing south right now?
Yeah,
okay.
we'll kill the golems in the hallway. We just won't touch red until we hear commit.
So what's up with red? Do we just leave him alone?
Red will just leave them alone. Vander's just gonna kite him around the room until we hear it, and then I will DPS the red golem to 30%. Hold DPS, Vander will bring it on top of the red button, pop his invuln, and then we'll kill it there.
Okay, so hold it at 30. Gotcha.
Yes.
Commit.
Oh, right, commit.
What HP are you holding it at?
30%, because people will keep DPSing it anyway, and it'll drop down to 25% if you move people to 30. Alright, everyone stop DPS. Let it get positioned. Vander will pop his invuln.
Kill.
And kill it.
Nice.
Cool. Well done, everyone. That is golems. We've successfully completed it.
Very easy. Make sure your gauges are full prior to TS. This is your last opportunity to build your
Stun
gauges.
or sleep
Stun or
demolish
sleep
casts.
demolish.
One's gonna go south. Can we get some melee DPS from now south?
Oh,
Ooh.
south. I'm coming.
Second's about to go. Stun it.
Got one slab.
Yeah, they killed this
Stun
one
one.
in the middle here.
I got the other.
Oh, I don't have one. I don't have a stun for it.
South
It looks like it was an
South is good. South is good. South is good.
Okay, another one north. Another
Yeah.
one north has to be stunned. Stun north. 2 stuns north. We need 2 stuns. One's gonna go on. Oh, there. Okay, good. Both good. Nice. Oh, we're probably gonna wipe. Says they said early rupture. We'll see.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
gather
Alright.
around the trap, please.
Or we can
Why-
just let the
Just let
demolishers
demolishers
go off.
go off too.
That too.
But
I
yeah, if
like the
everyone could
traps.
gather around the explosive trap, we'll wait and commit suicide together.
The one in the hallway.
Please try not to run in until everyone's ready, just to make it easier for us to suicide together.
Try to break your resume on the golems. There should be more traps about.
There's no more
Oh wait, no,
kind
got
of
triggered.
yeah, so we just wait for the demolished class or Reaper to show up.
So what got messed up there?
Slime.
Yeah, they had an early rupture, which means that someone joined slime too early, before everyone else was ready. Oh hey, there's the Reaper, so have fun.
Okay. I'll try to give you more precise instruction, Raven, because I think you were a little bit confused as to what was going on. I'll try to put a marker as to where you might be.
Yep, and that is Slime's teams. We may be experiencing. I know Ahsoka wanted us to switch sides, so I don't know if we'll be switching over to Slimes just yet. But yeah,
that'd
he
be
was,
more interesting.
yeah, he was gonna
I
have to
prefer
switch at
that.
some point.
I definitely prefer that.
But yeah, good job. Other than a trap getting popped and me forgetting that I was healing, that went really well. Does anyone have any questions that we can answer while we reload in and get ourselves set up for pull number 2?
Can I just ask about slime side? I kind of lost focus when the slideshow was going on. But for slime side DPS, we're all staying in the middle, basically killing.
No. The middle is actually an absolute danger zone on slimes. So what slimes does is the groups will split into 2 light parties. It'll be D in the north rooms and E in the south rooms, and then F will take hallways like usual. And so there will be light parties set up for each like room. This is like kind of at least how I've always seen it done. And then the tank will pick up the first 3 slimes that drop in the middle. They're done in waves. And then the DPS in the rooms will pick up the red slime, pull them into the hallway, the south side of the hallway from the south, or the north side from the north, and you'll burn your red slime. And then between red slimes spawning, you'll kill the soldiers. You'll see it'll make sense.
Yeah, if you're a DPS, you have an easy
so-
job. Don't worry
So
about it.
yeah, I remember him saying like the ranged DPS would pick up the red slimes, and so I'm playing melee right now. So I just figured when I said middle, I mean like middle hallway, not
the hallway,
dead center.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's best if it's not considered like either like a ranged DPS or like a specific DPS's job. It's everyone's DPS. Every DPS's job to pick up the red slime.
Every DPS can pick it up, it's just easier for range 2. If you have a caster with you, it might just be easier for like ninja to throw throwing daggers. I think the only job that has a really hard time doing it is monk, because
Range
shoulder
is low.
tackle.
I heard you could shoulder tackle them through the wall.
Yeah, you can jump and shoulder tackle through the like gaps in the wall, but it's really finicky.
I definitely, as a Dragoon, I pull it with Pierce Talon.
Based off
Definitely.
people already taking the teleporters, it looks like we're sticking with the same sides.
Okay.
Yes.
Group D, you are all good to go.
F, you're all good to go. You can hop on the path.
Are we still same side, golem side?
Correct.
For now.
Okay.
Golem side again. According to Ahsoka.
Yeah, we never heard otherwise, so.
Yeah, it was in Shao Chai. He said do it all again. So.
Well, after one wipe, I don't think we need to switch sides, to be honest.
Yeah, they should get a clear, in my opinion, before we swap. And we'll do ready checks, same positions, and we'll go as soon as possible.
With blue golem, can I just vuln the AoE?
You can.
It'll still get applied to you.
Okay.
The
Oh,
dot,
it's still get applied, I see.
yeah, it goes through and vulns the dot.
Unless you're like.
Well, the dot doesn't tick through an invuln, but it gets
But
applied.
it'll just be on me, right?
Yeah,
Do
if
you know how long
want to
the
dodge the dot, the only way you can dodge it is to use a resistance.
okay.
Not is it medkit? The one that clears up
Yeah, it's
monsters.
medkit, we'll
Yeah.
clear it. Yeah.
It's fine. I will just pray for heals.
Did a
Ready
thing.
for the Asuna.
Doing ready check for F. F ready.
E ready. I just ready checked for us.
Do we have the second perception for south ready?
Raven has it, but they are new.
Okay, Koza's got it.
Koza, yeah, Koza did it. So we have one trap southwest, one north. So Lilith, again, you will percept the hallway and then percept north rooms.
So
I will
southwest
borrow
is-
the one marker to help Raven know where they're supposed to go.
Okay.
They got a little bit lost last time. I can't put the marker just yet, but when the door opens, I will use the one marker.
30 seconds. Alright. Come on, everybody. Let's do it. Again.
You're gonna, Zahara, you're gonna open the door?
I got the door.
So at the very end there, we just kill golems.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, if you're not the one assigned to open the door, do not touch it. It will be an early pull if you open the door early. And that can cause wipes.
Right.
I will come help Southside. Trash golems after.
Alright, Raven. After the traps are percepted, you're gonna be standing like around here. There's like that portal right there. You're gonna be going there. There's this
Lilith, you want to make
golems
sure you
that are up
pick
here.
your golem.
Look at him go.
Careful of north room.
Raven stays south at the one marker.
Your stance doesn't have to be on, but just make sure you're always the first person to attack the runes golem, and they'll tether to you.
Whoa, I just got killed.
Yeah,
I hit a
just
trap.
the trap.
Okay, I got res by myself. It's all good.
If you did die, use the re-raise for again.
You want to give the traps a nice blank build?
I have used I didn't even know the trap was there. That was my bad.
Do you watch the hallway? There's an explosive trap on the left side of the hallway.
On the right side of the hallway. Left.
Yeah.
Left side.
Left
The
side
left
if you're
side?
looking north.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna stay on this side.
Just stay away from the big glowing circles.
They will one-shot you if it's explosive trap, and if it's a
Re-raiser
poison-
came in handy. That's all I can say.
Alright, and we'll break out and kill the runes golems.
I'm gonna go north again or south.
Boy, I love mashing overpower and Mithril Tempest. Reminder to build up your gauges. Make sure it's max stacks before you get to Trinity Seeker. Those big workers.
How is slime side?
There's the commit, so we'll go ahead. Again, we will DPS the red golem for 30%.
Don't need.
Oh, I memed myself, bro.
Here, take your re-raiser, because I have an extra cast. But please be careful.
I'll be
very
fine. I gotta know.
careful because you're not only going to be killing yourself, but potentially other people around you. So please
Yes,
do not make a habit of that.
And there are
I
Please stop
apologize.
DPS. Let Vander get the red golem on the button. Alright, let's go. Kill it.
it's good to learn the trap lesson now at least, because there are traps later on that are needed to progress, so you can't pop them at one time.
Like when someone checked a mini trap last week.
Might go this way. So my trap popping was actually a
Clip.
strat, okay?
Nice job, we cleared. Congratulations, you are all officially Trinity Seeker prog. We can hop back up to voice chat A, and I'm sure Snuka has a lovely presentation planned for us.
Oh, I'm ready to hear about my death.
See if there's anybody dead on your party list. I think we're okay then.
Do I have my repraiser? I do, okay. No, no.
If you've died, your re-raise or proc has disappeared, so you will new one.
Yeah, I got a new one. I'm good. Personal
Alright.
spoils.
Everybody is
Dragoon.
free to go up.
Dragoons and
I've
black
given up on my
mages.
eyes forever.
Make
This
sure
boss
you.
doesn't seem too bad. I saw the video. It seems pretty.
All right.
All loot in DRS is personal. So please make sure you pick them up.
Yeah.
I heard you dropped your eyes, question mark. Oh yeah.
All right. Congratulations, everybody. You are now officially graduated to Trinity Seeker Progs, but we're going to change that in one poll. Let's talk about Trinity Seeker. Vets, remember to HUD layout. Everybody, remember to HUD layout. Jump up and down. Trinity Seeker is, depending on who you talk to, the hardest or the second hardest boss in this entire raid. That is mostly because his mechanics go out fast. The mechanic that trips up a lot of people is swords, and he's going to open with swords, so you'll see how wild it is. Swords is exactly the same as it is in DRN, except it's just way faster. It's so much faster that we're not going to make you watch the swords. I'm going to be the one that watches the swords. I will call safe spots for swords using north and south or left and right. I don't use all the cardinals because I will end up saying west and west. Okay? So it's north and south or left and right. I'm talking about north and south, left or right of the boss, but I will be calling it true north. So no matter where the boss is facing, I will be calling north as north of the boss, regardless. Our tanks, please, please, please keep him facing north. Most of the time when he casts swords, he's already facing north, but sometimes he can be a little crooked. The other mechanic that also trips up people is Seasons of Mercy. Seasons of Mercy is the same as it is in DRN. It might be faster. I honestly haven't seen Seasons of Mercy in a DRN in a long time. In Seasons of Mercy, you resolve the ice lines. It's a checkered pattern. There's a safe spot, and then the lines are crossing. So you find that safe spot, then you look away from the orb so you don't get petrified. Then you find a new safe spot on the ice, and you make sure you're very far away from the flower. The flower enlarges, and it will give you a ruin stack. In DRS, all ruin stacks that you collect are thrice come ruin until we get much, much further into this raid. Okay? So thrice come ruin means you can take 1, you can take 2, but when you take 3, you get doom and you die. Unlike Vuln stacks, thrice come ruin stacks will also reduce your damage output. So respect all mechanics. Do not greed. It is not a Vuln stack that can be healed through. It will reduce your damage, and it will not go away until the fight is over. Unlike in DRN, where they have a, I think, 2-minute cooldown, these Thrice Come Ruin stacks stay on your bar until you're done. There are several raid-wides. The raid-wide cast is called Verdant Tempest. There's several tank busters. I believe that's called Baleful Onslaught. There's tank busters that you need to share. I'm talking only to tanks here. There's tank busters that can only be taken by one person. I'll call those as solo busters. There's chain mechanics, like at the end of the vault. When we're resolving chains, I will give you a reminder to stack up for chains, and then to spread out to break the chains. The distance you need to travel to break the chain is the same regardless of how close you are to your chained partner when you get the chain debuff. So if you're more than an arena's length away from your partner when you both get the chains, you will not be able to get rid of them because you will not be able to physically put enough distance between yourself and your partner to break it. So we ask you to stack for chains, and then spread to break the chains. This is an important thing about chains. Please listen to this. You will see a chain above your head. If it's above your head, you do not have the chain yet. When the chain disappears, and you are tethered to another player, that's when you have your chain. So if you see chains above your head, you stack. When the chains disappear, you spread. And I will give that call for you during the fight.
Does it function like regular chains where the farther you are from the start of it, the harder it is to break?
Exactly, that's what I've been saying. But you said it in different words, and I'm glad that you did.
Oh. Glad I was unintentionally helpful.
You're very helpful. There are AoEs. How do I say this? There are 3 mechanics that we need to look boss relative for. Okay? I'm gonna call them sides not safe. Okay? I'm gonna say stack behind the boss, and I'm gonna say get to the intercards. Okay? The way I call them is pretty self-explanatory. If it's sides not safe, you get under the boss's hitbox, because everything to either side of him is going to get cleaved. You can be behind it, but I'm going to tell everybody to get under the hitbox just to be safe. The stack is just like in DRN, but there is no telegraph. I know when it's coming, and I'm going to tell everybody to stack, including the main tank. And then intercards, everybody gets to the intercards because the boss is going to send out massive AoEs on the cardinals of him. If you don't understand this, a cardinal is a reference to the compass. Cardinal is north, south, east, west. They form a cross. Okay? The intercardinals are the spots between them. That's northwest, northeast, southwest, southeast, and they form an X. The markers here on our fight today, A, B, C, and D are the cardinals. 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the intercardinals.
I love how people have
This is something
have
that
to
makes
be
it easier for me when I'm
explained it.
hearing calls for waymarks. If you look at our arena, A,
But this is of course
B,
coming from
C,
someone who
and D,
does Savage and Ultimate
A
regularly.
is at the top, and then it goes clockwise, meaning in the direction that that the hands of a clock travel. So A, B, C, and D are A starts at the top and then clockwise. Similarly, 1, 2, 3, and 4, it starts northwest and then it goes clockwise. When I understood this, it made it much easier for me to follow callouts. Please jump up and down, move your character, dance, click something, type something. There is a mechanic that is knockback or hide. I will call it knockback or hide. If it's a knockback, you need to be knocked into a barricade. If it's hide, you need to hide behind a barricade. If you do not resolve this mechanic properly, you will be flung to the edge of the arena and die.
Question.
Yes.
If you get flung to the edge of the arena and your re-raiser pops, will you immediately die again?
Whenever you are raised in the entirety of this game, you will have the Transcendence buff for something, I think about 4 seconds.
Okay.
The Transcendence buff...
Except for heal LB3.
Yes, except for heal LB3. The Transcendence buff will go away if you do anything other than walk. This includes sprint. This includes using a new re-raiser. So if you are flung into the edge of the arena and you raise, walk while you have the Transcendence buff to safety, and then use a re-raiser. This is anything you do if you die. Go ahead, Mimi.
Unlike normal death walls that do kill you through Transcendence buff, you actually get a different buff called Back from the Brink, which only lasts 10 seconds. So you have to make sure to walk out of the wall as soon as you get raised, and then pop another re-raiser.
Thank you.
And by walk, you don't mean like literally walk, you just mean don't pop sprint. Because
Yeah,
you can
it's-
run, right?
It's not RP walk, but
Yeah.
do not press sprint. Sprint will cancel the buff.
Yeah.
Later on, there is a different kind of wall that will kill you through Transcendence, but most death walls, like almost all the death walls in here, just don't kill you through Transcendence. So you
Okay.
should be fine.
I'm just getting bad memories from E6Fs. LV3, everyone died instantly.
Similar to DRN, there are ring AoEs. The safe spot is the opposite of where the boss or clone, there's clones in this, don't worry about it, is stabbing his sword into. I will call the safe spot, I will call white sand or blue brick. Be on that ring when this mechanic is resolving. There are Earth Shakers. Earth Shakers are named for a mechanic that you first see in T13. Earth Shaker puts a symbol above your head and gives you a tether to the boss. The Earth Shaker is an AoE that will go in the direction of the tether when it resolves. I will call when Earth Shakers are coming out. If you have an Earth Shaker tether, take it away from the party. This mechanic comes out once, and it comes out in the middle of resolving rings. So we will be resolving rings. Earth Shakers will come out. If you have an Earth Shaker, you will need to take it away from the party while remaining on the safe ring. It's much easier than it sounds. The tricky part is...
Sorry.
Yeah?
Just to clarify, the callouts you're doing for where to stand, the callout is where we stand, not what we avoid, right?
Yes, I will say stand on white sand, or safe spot is white sand.
Okay, sorry for the interruption.
No, you're fine. If you have a question, then everybody else is having the same question, too.
Okay.
The Earth Shaker, the trickiest part is knowing whether or not you have it. So when Earth Shakers are out, I want you to wiggle, I want you to jump, I want you to do what you need to do until you're sure that you do or don't have it. There are 2 sets of Earth Shakers. You will never get it twice. If the party is hit by 2 Earth Shakers, then we all die.
Okay.
We take Earth Shakers and run to the edge of the arena, right?
Not the edge of the arena, simply face the tether away from the party.
Face the tether away from the party. Gotcha.
Tether with the boss in the middle, so just rotate away. Don't
Yeah.
go towards anybody.
It's just the Kono, so just be careful.
Scath, Ari, and Mimi, are there any mechanics in TS that I have not mentioned?
Did you talk about the flower and the orb?
You did.
I did mention the flower, but it's worth revisiting. It's a tricky mechanic. The Seasons of Mercy, it always resolves in these steps. Ice, orb, ice, flower. I will call it ice. Yeah?
Did you talk about the one with the line AoEs as well? Where the line AoEs go off late, so you don't get paid a bug.
Yeah,
that's like
do
the
that.
only thing.
Thank you.
Can you briefly reiterate what the orb does again?
Yeah. So I'll go through Seasons of Mercy and then I'll do the line AoEs.
Just look away to petrify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you resolve ice, you look away from the orb. There isn't a look away marker. So just make sure you face your character away from it. Jump up and down, move your character, whatever you need to do. Don't get booted. I will tell you where the orb is. It's going to be in one of the markers with a number. Look away from the orb, resolve ice, and then make sure you're away from the flower. The flower is something you kind of have to keep in mind for the rest of the mechanics, but if you do everything else right and get hit by the flower, I will be proud of you. The other mechanic are line AoEs. They occasionally come out. They're very easy to dodge. We actually call them easy dodge line AoEs. Just don't stand in orange. They will trip you up, though, later in the fight when it's combined with a Seasons of Mercy cast, which again is ice, orb, ice, flower. You're going to resolve ice, look away from the orb, resolve ice and flower, and the line AoEs are going to come out at the second ice, and they're trying to trick you. Okay? They're trying to trick you. Resolve ice first, and you have time to get out of the orange AoE. Don't let them trick you.
You have about 1.5 seconds, probably. Don't wait too long.
This fight moves really fast, so after the first 10 seconds, if you're not dead, when your adrenaline kicks in, everything's going to seem slower. Okay. I have mentioned every mechanic in this fight. I have not mentioned a specific order, because this fight reuses mechanics a lot. You're going to see mechanics combined together. You're going to see mechanics in different places, okay? The boss will summon clones, and different clones will be resolving different mechanics, often very close together. I will tell you what to do at any moment. I will tell you where we're going at any moment. If I have time, I will tell you what's coming up at any moment. Listen to my callouts. Believe in yourself. If we see Enrage, but you resolve every mechanic perfectly, I will be proud of you. This is our first pull. Do not greed. Do not worry if you lose a Nokian or you mess up your rotation. Focus on performing the mechanics correctly. If nobody dies, we won't see Enrage. If you're dead, that's the biggest DPS loss in the game.
Wait, I see it. You lose more DPS by greeting and screwing up than respecting mechanics.
The Thrice Come Ruin stack makes it so that the opportunity cost of greeting is always null.
Yeah.
If you catch a ruin stack, your DPS for the rest of the time you're alive is reduced. So do not greed, always respect mechanics. There's a mechanic that I didn't mention yet, and that none of my vets caught, but it's the dashes. These are Ifrit dashes, just like in the Ifrit trial. His 4 clones will make big explosions around the ring. We will travel to a safe spot, and then we will move counterclockwise or clockwise to follow these line AoEs. Not in them, but directly behind them. This is often combined with a knockback or hide. So what we'll end up doing is we'll be moving clockwise or counterclockwise, and we'll want to pause either in front of or behind one of these barricades. I'm going to refer to these barricades by their numbers on the intercards. Clones will often spawn. There's later on in the fight, there's a very tricky mechanic where we resolve swords, but on a clone. So you're going to want to move to one of the cardinals, A, B, C, or D, where the clone is, and I'll tell you where that is, and resolve swords there. I feel ready for a pull. I hope you guys are too. My final word of warning is that swords is fast. It's much faster in DRN. You'll see it in our first cast. You'll see it. Can I get some tanks? I need some tank volunteers. Main tank and off tank. I want fresh progress to be our main tank and off tank.
I can main tank.
I'm doing blood rage stuff, so I wouldn't even want to.
Alright.
I can main tank.
Who would like to main tank? Who's talking to me right now?
Me, Fane. Gunbreaker.
Fane. Okay, Fane is our main tank. I'm going to give Fane a Dorito of responsibility.
Oh,
Alright. I need 1 off tank. Who would like to be our off tank?
Remind me what the tank buster is. Tank busters.
The tank buster
Baleful
cast
Onslaught.
is Baleful Onslaught, but I'll tell you when it is.
Okay.
I need an
Be
off
off.
tank. Who's talking to me now?
Students.
Stern. Okay. Stern, I'm gonna give you a little plus marker. I need an off tank. You're gonna pick up the tank if both our tanks die. This can happen.
Probably will happen because I've never tanked this before.
Alright. Koza, you're our off tank. I'm gonna give you a square, and then I'm gonna give myself a safety circle. The safety circle is useful for resolving swords, and especially for resolving dashes. If you follow the safety circle for swords, you might be too late, or you might be too early. I usually resolve swords early, I have a bad habit of that. Party checks out! Ready checks out for our party members. Are there any DCs? Anything like that?
I believe.
Ella crashed apparently. Oh, she's
Alright. Healers, put shell on all your party members. Healers, put protect on your tanks.
Should I slap Aether Shield off my perception?
You do not need Aether Shield yet. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Eat your raid food. You don't have to eat your raid food until now, and now is when you eat your raid food. Eat your smoked chimpkins, eat your fettuccine.
One more question. Assuming this all goes right, how long should this fight take?
I honestly don't know. How long is
It
this
is
fight?
a raid. The enrage is about 9 to 10 minutes, but typically normal kill times are around 6 to 7.
Okay.
Okay. Who is Rend Armor 1? They'll be casting Rend Armor at the beginning of the fight. Rend Armor 2 is going to cast it 30 seconds later, and then you will cast it. Then you will use it off cooldown.
I have Rend Armor 1.
Okay,
We
who's
discussed it
talking to me?
TNK. TNK.
Okay, cool. So you guys figured that out. That's great. If you have 2 dervishes in your parties, figure that out. Do we have chain stratagems and trick attacks we need to organize? If you're a ninja, I want you to put a 1 in shout chat. I only see 1 ninja, 2 ninjas. Jask and Snacks, figure out your trick attack windows. If one of you needs to delay your opener for the trick attack, I want that to happen. 5% of 47 people is much bigger than your burst window. I see chain strats. Go ahead.
Should I just be taking him in the middle at all times?
Do your best to take him in the middle. He's hard to move, but if you can move him, take him to the middle.
Your priority is facing north, so
Yeah.
the mechanics are relative to north.
Okay.
There is one tank buster that will trip people up because you will sometimes be pulling him south, and the party will follow you, and he'll do a big tank buster, and if you don't, it's always Baleful Onslaught.
Okay.
And if you don't face him, if you face him north, and the party's north, we all get got. If you face him south and the party's south, we all get got. So, in that instance, face him north. Just always face him north.
There's also like a regular tank buster you'll see. It'll be targeted with red. You would have seen it in other fights as well. It's a normal tank buster that you just pop cooldowns for.
There's no cast on that.
So what am I pulling him south for again?
If he moves north for a mechanic, you'll be pulling him south to the center.
Oh, okay.
And then you face him north. If the party is north and they get got, that's not your fault. That's everyone else's fault. Got it?
Okay. So always pull him north, face him north.
Always face him
exceptions.
north.
Anyone
and try
dies.
to recenter when possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone dies, their problem. Got it. That's all I needed to hear.
Trick attacks, chain stratagems, rend armor, dervishes. I think we're good.
Only
Raid
tanks
food.
need protect. If you have protect and you're not a tank, you can click it off. You don't need it.
Raid
Don't
food.
Game buff called.
Dancers, dance. White mage is a size. AoEs are perfectly fine here in case that wasn't obvious. We're using pots with our openers. If you see a chain marker on someone on the floor, that means we want them up fast. Healers, if part 2 healers in your party are down, put chain markers on both of them. I'm ready.
Okay.
We're not going to worry about buff calling, Kaza, not in this one. I see A ready. I see C ready. I see... Let's get ready checks out. I see F ready. See E ready. See D ready. Okay, we're all ready.
Should I be doing the countdown? And if so, what time?
Main tank 30-second countdown at your leisure.
Okay.
Tank stance check again.
Main tank has tank stance. No one else has tank stance. Golems tanks, slime tanks, you may have put it on earlier, take it off. Main tank has tank stance and only the main tank.
I have 2 cartridges. This is great.
Please clear comms for the fight. Please clear comms for the fight.
Roger, Dodger.
Trinity Seeker opens with a raid wide. May free shield. And we're off. After the raid wide, which is called Verdant Tempest, we'll be resolving swords. I'll call safe spots. And here is swords. We're going to be left of the boss. We're going to be left of the boss for 2 swipes, and then we're going to move right of the boss. Left of the boss for 2 swipes, then right of the boss. It's resolving now. And move. Move to the right of the boss. Seasons of Mercy. The orb is at 3. Resolve ice. Look away from 3. Resolve ice again. And move far away from the flower. Far away from the flower. Please take him. This is Verdant Tempest. This is a raid wide. He's not going to move here, so don't worry about it.
I
Move
need to
center if
figure
you
out what
can.
the heck the
Face him north.
buff that
Next
I'm
mechanic is
applying
gonna
to
be
looks
sides not
like. Okay,
safe.
there it is. Okay.
This is sides not safe. Everybody under the hitbox, please. Everybody under the hitbox, please. Following this, we're going to have a shared tank buster. Main tank and off tanks in front of the boss, please. Main tank and off tanks to the north. Everyone else behind. We have a solo buster. Everybody but the main tank is behind the boss. Everybody but the main tank is behind the boss. After this solo buster, called Baleful Onslaught, we have chains. Stay stacked for chains. If the chain is above your head, it is not there yet. Stay stacked until it disappears. Do not move, stay stacked. And now break them. After you break your chain, hide behind a barricade. All the way to the outside, hide behind a barricade. Any barricade will do. All the way to the outside. And return. Next we're going to have Ifrit dashes. I will tell you where the safe spot is. I'll tell you the direction we're moving. The dashes will be combined with a knockback or hide. It's going to be a knockback. And we're moving to D. Everybody to D in the west. Everybody to D in the west, and we're moving counterclockwise. Move counterclockwise now and be knocked into the barricade at 4. Be knocked into the barricade at 4. If you're not in front of the barricade, you're going to have a bad time. Our main tank is down. Off tank pick up. Off tank pick up. Everybody behind the boss, including the main tank. Everyone behind the boss, including the main tank. Stack up nice and close. Stack up nice and close. Main tank return to the north. Everyone else stay stacked for easy dodge line AoEs. Wait for it. And here they are. Don't stand in orange. Don't stand in orange, friends. Don't stand in orange. After this, we have rings. Rings are now white sand. White sand is safe. Everyone on white sand. Take him back to the center, please. Take him back to the center, please. Oh, he jumps. That's nice. We're going to have 2 more sets of rings. The next safe spot will be blue brick. Next safe spot will be blue brick. Follow the boss as he moves. Blue brick is safe. We have earth shakers coming out momentarily. Jump up and down. Make sure you, if you have an earth shaker, move it out. Move it out of the party. Move it out of the party. Great job. We're going to have another set of earth shakers with another ring. White sand is safe. Take the earth shaker out of the party. Take the earth shaker out of the party. Great job, everybody. Easy dodge line AoEs. Late call on my part. Sorry about that. We have a raid wide. It's called Verdant Tempest. If you died, use a re-raiser. After Verdant Tempest is our intercards. Please pre-position to the intercards, except for our main tank. Main tank, keep it north. Main tank, move at the last second, okay? The intercard cast is called Verdant Path. Main tank, move. Main tank, move. Everyone on the intercards. That's 3 and 4. Everyone to the intercards. The next mechanics are dashes with swords and then seasons with chains. We've seen all these before. You guys can do it. I believe in you. And our safe spot is D. Once again, everybody to the west. We're moving counterclockwise. Don't worry about a barricade. Counterclockwise. Our safe spots are going to be right, right, left, left. Right of the boss twice, then left. Everybody get right of the boss. Mercy is going to resolve shortly. Right, right, left, left. And move. Seasons is now. Seasons is now. The orb is at 3. Resolve ice. Look away from 3. Ice again, then resolve flower. Sprint to get away from that flower. See how it grows. Stack up for chains. Stack up for chains. Stack up for chains. The chains are here. Break the chains. Break the chains. Break the chains. After you've broken the chains, please return to the center. Healers, this is a raid wide. Our next mechanic is sides not safe after this tank buster. Belay that. That's not the next mechanic. The next mechanic is swords and rings. Swords and rings at the same time. We'll be resolving rings and swords simultaneously. Don't worry, you got this. I'll tell you what to do. Our safe spots are south, south, north, north, south, south, north, north. I'll tell you the ring. The safe ring is blue. Blue brick. Be on blue brick. South, south for 2 swords, and then north. South, and then north. Resolve on white sand. Be on white sand. We're going to have 1 more ring. It is white sand again. Stay on white sand. Seasons of Mercy shortly. Seasons of Mercy shortly. Resolve ice, then the flower. Excuse me, resolve ice, the orb. Then the orb is at 2. Please look away from 2. Resolve ice again, then the flower will grow. Do not get got by these AoEs. You've got ice, then AoEs. Great job, everybody. You may have LB3. Healers, do not use it yet. Please save LB3. Please save LB3. This is a raid wide, and then I want you to get under the hitbox for sides not safe. Under the hitbox for sides not safe. This is sides not safe, be under the hitbox. Following this, we'll have a knockback or hide. Following this, we'll have knockback or hide with swords on the clone. Be ready for this. We're going to have swords on the clone. I'll tell you where the clone is, and we're going to be hiding or being knocked back to where the clone is. I'll tell you where. And the clone is at B. The clone is in the east. We're going to be knocked back into the barricade at 3. Barricade at 3 or 4. Our safe spots are right, then left. Be knocked into a barricade at 3 or 4, then move right of the clone, then left. And we move left. Healers, if you have 2 or more people dead, move to the center and cast LB3. Please break your chains by moving far apart. You did a great job stacking up for that. Sorry for the late call. If you have 2 or more in your party, please pick them up with the LB3. Thank you for the raid wide. We're gonna have ring AoEs. Ring AoEs with a knockback or hide. This is a knockback. Please start on white sand. Start on white sand and then be knocked into a barricade. 3% on the boss. We're closing out on the antier. If you have 2 or more people dead in your party, use healer LB3 now. We're gonna have chains soon, followed by swords on the clone again. Stack for chains, then break your chains, then make your way to the clone. The clone is in the west. The clone is in the west. Break your chains. Amazing job, everybody. Amazing job.
Do not run ahead unless you're a perceptor.
Do not move ahead unless you're percepting. If there's anybody dead, go
Nice.
ahead and pick them up. All spoils in Delubrum Reginae are personal. There are 3 traps in this room, and then 3 traps in the hallway. Now, where is our
Do not go to the glowing gold portal unless you're a duelist.
Thank you. Where's our duelist?
Hello, that's me.
You've been waiting for 2 hours.
Oh, I'm
are you
so
ready?
nervous.
Okay. So, if you are in the duelist party, which I believe is party C, I need the dancer and the cure 4 caster to return to this room to give our duelist buffs before they head out.
They have protect as well.
Let's make
I
sure
got
they
it.
have
Yeah, they
protect.
do.
Yep.
That wasn't so
Duelist, call for your buffs when you're ready. Don't worry, you got this. Make
Okay.
sure to use Percept as soon as you land up there. Don't move a muscle.
Yep. Am I good to pull whenever I feel ready to?
Pull as soon as you feel ready.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna deafen.
I wonder if we could, if you could stream from Discord.
luck.
Watch.
Everybody, welcome to Dahu. Welcome to Dahu. Don't get got by those traps. Let's talk about Dahu. Dahu is our first ad fight. Ad fights mean that we don't get LB3 and we don't see Enrage, so this fight goes as long as we need it to. Dahu's first mechanic is what I'm going to call as DDR, Dance Dance Revolution, because that's more or less what it is. There's going to be AoEs that you need to dodge. They're going to start as puddles. That's DDR1, puddles on the ground. Really, it's stones falling from the ceiling, but I'm going to call them puddles. They're not too large. They spawn 3 at a time, 3 times. 3 at a time, 3 times. Hydrate check for everybody. Then Dahu's going to charge twice. He's going to charge twice. If you are in the way of Dahu when he charges, you will take a thrice come ruin stack. I will tell you which direction he's charging. It's not always a cardinal, so sometimes it's going to be a little to the side. Just pay attention to where he's charging. He's going to charge twice. He's going to charge twice. After the second charge, he's going to turn around and do a big AoE cone across nearly the entire arena. Be on the sides of Dahu for a little bit of uptime. Be on the sides of the cones so you don't get got. After that, we're going to have ad spawn, and line AoEs are going to come out. It's just a simple don't stand in orange mechanic. But immediately after, we're going to have numbers. Numbers is the first thing, the first major thing in in Dahu that we haven't seen in DRN. Okay, first major thing. You've seen these numbers in Diamond EX trial, if you've done that. There's other places, but none that I can think of at the moment. There's going to be 4 numbers. They're going to appear above your head. Just like with the Earthshakers, you're going to move a little bit, you're going to jump up and down. Okay? If you have a number, you take that number to the waymark that matches the number. To the waymark that matches the number. Can I get 3 and 4 swapped, please? Can I get 3 and 4 swapped, please?
Sure, I can swap them around.
Okay. 1 is in the northwest, and then it's clockwise, just like the markers we had at TS, Trinity Seeker. Take your number to the waymark. Okay? Don't worry about that. That means our duelist has pulled. The numbers...
Correction for that, by the way. It's not to the marker, but the ad that's closest to your marker.
Thank you. Thank you. In Dahu, we make our own safe spots for the knockback. We make our own safe spots for the knockback, and that is numbers. The cast is called Spit Flame, and you take it to an ad at the marker. Thank you, Scath, for that correction. Stand directly on the ad. The Spit Flame cast will kill it, and that is our safe spot for the knockback. Between numbers and the knockback, there are left-right cleaves, just like in DRN. They're even telegraphed for you. It's going to be one side of Dahu, then the other side. You can outrange them, so if you're far away from Dahu, you don't have to worry about it. After the left-right cleaves, you get knocked back into the safe spot that we created, so you have to look for it. Okay? If we do not create safe spots with the numbers, then we all take ruin stacks at the knockback. After the knockback, he's going to start spinning and casting conal AoEs, so you have to think fast. Immediately after you can move after the knockback, get close to the Dahu, and get ready to resolve the spin. The spin is just like MathBot. It's going to move around, but it doesn't have a backside, so it's actually easier than MathBot. You want to be on the side of Dahu that he's not going to spin in. Okay, so if he's spinning clockwise, you want to be on the left of his first cone. Okay? The second fire breath, after it goes off, is a safe spot. So healers after the first fire breath, the second fire breath, you can stand where he breathed fire the second time and you won't get got, and then you can get some uptime. After that, we have ads that spawn. The ad spawn is a tank swap mechanic. Please move and jump so you're not booted from our instance. The ads that spawn is a tank swap mechanic. There are 3 sets of 2 ads each, and they will tether to the main tank. After the 3rd set of 2 ads that spawn, the 5th and 6th ad that spawns, we have a tank swap mechanic. Our off tank, which I believe is was it Steve? Stern. You're going to provoke Dahu for the swap. We're going to keep Fane and Stern alive, and we're going to switch all DPS to the ads until they're burnt down. It's possible that we finish the fight then, but there's more at the end of it. We have DDR2, okay, which is puddles with line AoEs with left-right cleaves. It's a big game of don't stand in orange. The puddles and the line AoEs are pretty easy. The left-right cleave will get you. The left-right cleave will get you, so watch out for that. We have a second set of numbers, and the second set of numbers, it is vitally important that we create a safe spot in the north and in the south. In the north and in the south. Because the knockback following the second set of numbers includes 2 flare markers on 2 tanks. Tanks, you absolutely must be knocked into the safe spot or safe spots in the south. If there is only 1, mitigate. If there's 2, mitigate anyways, but you'll be fine. If you stack that flare marker with the party, it is very bad news. If you stack it up together and you both die, that's preferable to everybody getting got. Okay? Immediately after our second knockback, we have more rotating cones, followed by more left-right cleaves, followed by more charges, more big cone attacks across the arena, more ads, and it loops until we kill Dahu. It's entirely likely that we're going to kill him before we even get to the first loop. That's every mechanic in order. Don't worry, I will call it. You guys are going to be great. Main tank, since our duel is cleared already, I believe you can give us a countdown at your leisure.
Cool. Don't forget about food.
Re-up your food. Don't worry about using pots on this guy, just an ad bot.
Drink water.
Same thing with your actions, you don't need to, unless it's Dervish or Tier 4.
Do not use your last actions, that sort of thing.
Should I be keeping him in the middle too?
Yep, keep him in the middle. You're gonna have to move him after the knockback.
Okay.
Keep him facing north, please. DDR, move out of the safe, move out of the puddles, move out of the puddles. Don't stand in orange. We have a charge. He's going south. He's going south. And then he's going north. And then he's going north. Get to the sides, get close to Dahu. Get to the sides, get close to Dahu. Take him to the center, please. Get ready for the line AoEs. Face him north, the party will adjust. Here come our line AoEs. And we're gonna have numbers. Numbers are out. Jump up and down. Check if you have a number above your head. Take it to a waymark. Take it to a waymark. Kill an ad. We missed a couple, but we got 2, it looks like. Great job, everybody. Be right of Dahu, then be not right of Dahu. That one's fast. And here is our knockback. Get knocked into a safe spot. Get knocked into a safe spot. Once you can move, get close to Dahu. He is moving clockwise. He is moving clockwise. And round we go. Healers, you can stand in that second fire breath for some... Healers and casters, you can stand there for some uptime. And we're going to have ads too. 3 sets of ads. Do not swap until you see the 3rd set of ads. There's 1. There's 2. Let's keep our main tank alive. Keep our main tank alive. And there's 3. Let's tank swap. Keep Fan alive. Keep Fan and Stern alive. Move all DPS to the ads, please. Get ready for DDR2. It's everything you've seen before, but all together now. It's all everything you've seen before, but all together now. Puddles, line AoEs, left, right, cleaves. Be right of Dahu, then be not right of Dahu. Great job, everybody. Numbers are out. We need to kill an ad in the north and the south. Numbers are out. Sprint if you have to. Sprint if you have to. Oh, look, I have one. Flare markers get knocked to the south. Party to north. Flares to south. Party to north. Main tank reestablished. Take him to the center, please. We're gonna have rotating cones. Looks like he's going counterclockwise. Following this, we're gonna have charges. There's gonna be some line AoEs coming out, I think. Nope. Miscall.
Consider building gauge.
Consider building gauge for our next fight. Left, right cleaves are coming. Be left of Dahu. Now be not left. Now he's charging again. He's charging to the east. He might charge again, we'll see. He's not charging again, get out of the cone. Sprint, sprint, sprint. We're gonna have a second set of ads. Let's focus, boss. If we need to tank swap, we will, but we're gonna focus, boss. Great job, everybody. Let's pick up our dead. There are no traps ahead. After you get your personal spoils, you can head out. Healers remain behind, so we can pick up our dead.
No perceptions needed.
No traps until after this next boss.
Okay.
I'm proud of you guys. This is a really good first pull for Fresh Prog.
This is honestly not too horrible.
Roggers. Damn it.
Congratulations, everybody. You are now QG Progs. You are now QG Progs. If you didn't get your spoils, you've lost them. We cannot come back from this teleport.
Please tell me QG is easy in Brain Dead.
Nothing in here is easy and brain dead.
It's the easiest fight of all the bosses.
Duel's the easiest fight.
Actually, the easiest fight is Queen.
Queen is like actually the easiest fight.
Queen is the easiest fight.
Except for me.
If the caller tells you to go to the wrong square, pass a drill.
And you blame the caller for it?
That's right.
Always the collar. It's always
Everybody congratulate our duelist. Was that your first time dueling?
Yeah.
Great job. Great job. To congratulate our duelist, you can say, thanks Mushi. Do not target our bosses. Do not target our bosses. Okay? They will not aggro until we hit them. And you will not hit them unless you target them. Keep your hands away from those AoE abilities. Please stay close to the gate if you're a fresh prog. All those filthy memers up there are probably vets. Alright, let's talk about QG. Hydrate check. HUD layout check. Jump up and down. Okay. I'm going to pause here from explanations, and I want to mention something I didn't mention earlier. Okay? It's not urgent, because obviously we've made it this far. Your lost actions, I'm talking especially to melee DPS. Your lost actions are infinitely more powerful if you use them together. If you did not know this already, buffs in Final Fantasy are multiplicative. Okay? They multiply each other so they can get exponentially high if you stack them all together. Your Font of Power and your Banner of Honored Sack are stronger together than they are apart. So, I want you to wait until they're both off cooldown and then use them together. It is infinitely more DPS. It is far, far better than using them on cooldown. Wait for them to be together, and if you can, stack them with some personal buffs. Okay? Let's talk about QG. Actually, you know what? Let's take a 5-minute break because I need to pee. So everybody else gets to.
Do you need markers, or are you good?
I don't have markers. I'd love markers.
Which one are they? Arya's probably got them.
HUD layout check. We're going to have a 4-minute bio break, and then we're going to come back for QG explanations. Make sure you go into HUD layout if you leave your computer. I don't...
does rend on all
I think
four,
that
right?
they should be like just about up. You kind of just use it on CD, so it doesn't really matter too much.
Okay, I'll do Knight Soldier then, if that's okay.
Okay. Happy to do Warrior Gunner.
Yeah. I think I was very focused on the mechanics of the first fight there, and I was probably not doing it ideally in sync, but
Red Wing in this fight is a lot less like difficult because if you miss it, there's no Ren telling you, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
just whenever you realize it's down.
Yeah.
Or whenever it's off the ground, basically.
Reminder again to use HUD layout or to keep moving. We would hate to see you get kicked out of the instance. There's no way for us to get you back if you were to get booted.
What do you think Ahsoka's gonna say first when he gets back?
What do you think Ahsoka's gonna say when he gets back?
Actually, no. What do you think? What mechanic do you think he's gonna pull first?
I mean, wouldn't he start with...
Sword and shield
Would he
only?
start with boss positioning first?
Would he start with the raid wide? I think he's gonna start by telling us there's a second chest after this fight. That's what I think. He's gonna start.
Ooh.
Actually, I get one of those.
Hello, everybody.
I get one of those rudder feet things.
Alright, where's the bet?
Can I get ready checks for our to see if everyone's back?
This is not the pull.
This is not the poll. This is just to make sure everyone's back.
Man's gonna make me come out of HUD layout to ready check.
Oh yeah.
That eye macro is nice, isn't it?
Hell nice.
Is it just... Is this eye macro you're talking about just
Oh,
one that
sorry.
reuses the skill on a 20-second cooldown or so? Okay. Easy enough to make. I'll try look into that later.
Looks at camera.
Godscat, you're a party.
I'm on hiatus.
Focus your eyes.
I'm supposed to be on hiatus.
Too busy fell cleaving.
Not supposed to be in game anymore.
So I see A and then F and C.
Just need to reclaim number 1 Dragoon again. That's probably all I want to do this content again. That's it. No, there's a Dragoon from EU that has it.
How dare they?
We still have number 1 Gunbreaker, but it's not like already anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still number 1 all-star.
I'm feeling impatient.
No Gunbreaker is stupid enough to overtake my TS record. By
I
burning
don't go
like
on
7
iron bars as speedruns to be able to do it.
You're still missing.
You gotta get on iron bars.
I have no chance to. All the too busy.
All right. I'm feeling impatient, so I'm just gonna start. The first thing I'd like to say is that because our duel is cleared, there's a chest after this fight. Then the next thing I'd like to say is that some of the first mechanics involve collecting the bosses together in the middle, followed by a raid wide. Alright, now let's get into explanations. There's 4 phases to this. Okay. The first and last phase is when we get to see all the bosses together. The second and third phase, we get to see 2 bosses at a time. This fight is probably the most different compared to DRM. We see 2 bosses at a time. So it's going to open with 2 raid wides. We're going to have multiple tanks establish aggro. I'm going to ask you to reprisal the raid wides. I'm going to ask you to pull them all together, stack them on top of each other. Okay. And then we're going to hit them with AoEs until they get down to 80%. Bards, summoners, and our Flare Star user. Make sure you've got dots on all of them before they disappear, because they will continue to tick. The first two that we face are the Knight and the Warrior. One of the major things that these guys do is they give themselves either physical or magical vulnerability down. They make themselves nearly invincible when taking magic damage or physical damage. For comparison, if you did like a Star Diver and they had physical resistance, your damage would be in the 3-digit range. So, our healers are going to use Spellforge or Steel Sting so that every single party member can damage them. Okay? I'm going to call this. I'm going to tell you if you need Spellforge or Steel Sting. You need Spellforge on physical damage users, and you need Steel Sting on magic damage users. And there are 5 jobs that do both. We call them our special boys. There is a macro for this. I'm sure someone's on top of it. The macro is within Discord, not in the game. So our special boys are Bard, Red Mage, Dark Knight, Paladin, and one other one. I think it's Ninja. Oh, I got it right. No matter what the call is, they need Spellforge or Steel Sting. They can't have it at the same time, but no matter what the call is, include them in who you give the buff to. Otherwise, healers and casters need Steel Sting, and tanks and physical damage users need Spellforge. When we get our 30-second countdown, I'm going to ask you to pre-cast the Steel Sting and the Spellforge. I'm going to ask you to pre-cast it. Put them on the players
I'm a
that
special
would need
boy.
it. Okay, and then they can click it off. If you are using a console or otherwise are restricted to a controller, you're going to need to write an in-game macro to remove these buffs, one for each. Actually, you could do one for both. Just make sure you don't click it at the wrong time. I'm not a controller user, so I would appreciate it if somebody who does know these macros could post it in our Discord chat.
Because
The first major mechanic of Knight and Sword, of Knight and Warrior, is bombs and tethers. Now, just like in normal, you're going to need to resolve bombs, and you're going to get knocked into the air. But you could get a tether. The tether makes you heavier than you would otherwise be, okay? And there may be tethers on the bombs, which would make them heavier or lighter than they might otherwise be. I will hopefully tell you where to go. I will say tethers to large, party to small. Or I will say tethers to small and party to large. At the same time, there is a large AoE that we need to resolve. Okay? A large sphere or ball will appear in the center of the arena, and the knight will create an AoE from it. There are 2 AoEs that it could be. It could be Sword Omen or Shield Omen. We will know what it is ahead of time, and I will tell you how to resolve it. Sword Omen is the easier one, but we will see both tonight. If it's Sword Omen, you resolve your bombs on the edge of the arena. Any bomb within the middle of the arena will be unsafe. If you look at the design of our arena, you will see that there is a mosaic and then there's an edge of it, okay? You're going to want to be on the edge, on the pizza crust of our arena. There will also be a death wall, so be careful. If it is Shield Omen, this is most easily explained if you look in our group chat. The first 3 things posted by Prima after Mimi's QG command. Actually, I'm going to put it in a second time so you guys don't have to scroll up. Let's look at Shield Omen.
That's a penis.
Clear comms. Let's look at Shield Omen. The knight will be at the edge of the arena and will travel in a straight line towards the ball. Then, as if it were bowling, it will push the ball to the other edge of the arena, where it will explode in a very large AoE. I'm gonna call this by saying, be knocked acute. Okay? That's some geometric term. I don't actually know what it means. But in this context, what I'm telling you to do is I'm telling you to be close to the bomb, okay? And I want you to be on the side of the bomb that is where the knight has spawned on the edge of the arena. So if you look at our second picture, the red line has bisected the sphere, and the white line is a tether that will appear in our fight. At the other end of the tether is the knight. It will travel along that line to knock the ball to the other end of the arena, and as it collides with the ball, there will be a knockback. So if you are in those green spots, you will be knocked acute into a safe space from that explosion. If you are directly in front of the knight, you're going to take a ruin stack. So if you look at this orb as it's bisected by the red and then the tether, there's 4 quadrants, 2 of which are safe. So be in those quadrants and you will be safe. After you get knocked back, you'll have about a second, maybe a second and a half, to move to a bomb, because we're resolving this together. I will have told you where to go based on your tether, okay? And then you will be knocked acute away from the bomb, and then you're going to move into the bomb that you need. If, when we resolve bombs both times, when you're up in the air, if you've resolved it correctly, you will either be above the bomb or below the bomb. If there is a bomb above your head, if there is a bomb above your head when you have resolved bombs, you are going to land first, and then the bomb will land on top of you. So after you land, other bombs will land around you and explode. You need to move into where those explosions were, because those are now safe spots for the bomb that was above your head. We are not even halfway through explanations. This is a long fight with lots of mechanics, but overall it is easier than Trinity Seeker. If you have questions, the place to ask them is in your party. All of our party leads can answer your questions. You can also ask in Yell Chat if you're so inclined. The second set of major mechanics with the Knight and the Warrior is Winds of Weight. I'm just going to call it Tethers to Wind, or I'm going to say Wind is coming up. I might call it Winds of Weight. You are also going to receive a tether for this. If you have a tether, you go to Wind. If you don't, you go to Purple. You can see what Wind and Purple look like in our third picture here, titled Sequence 2. They will overlap. If you are in the Venn diagram, you are going to get got. Tethers to Wind, party to Purple. I know I have a good friend who is colorblind. He mentioned to me that it's difficult to see that the purple is purple. So the wind is swirly and the purple is pulsating. Okay? I might call this mid-fight, I might not. It's a bit of a mouthful, but if you struggle with colors, the wind is swirly, the purple is pulsating, don't get Venn diagram. After Winds of Weight, there will be another omen to resolve. Similar to DRN, this will have this is swords or shield. There will be 3 nails that appear at the cardinal directions of the knight who will be in the center. The cardinal directions indicate where the AoE will be. The side that does not have a nail is the safe side. If you are on the safe side, you have resolved half of the mechanic. The other half is sword or shield. Similar to DRN, if it's shield, you want to be close. If it's sword, you want to be far. The way to resolve this is after Winds of Weight, we all rush to the center, and then after we identify the safe spot, we either stay close to the boss for shield or move far away for sword. We either stay close or move far away. Whoever my warrior tank is, which we'll figure out later, whoever they are, I want you to slot in Dispel. Don't do it yet because we don't know who you are. I also want the warrior off tank to slot in Dispel, because the warrior will cast Boost. Boost just makes him ridiculously strong, but it can be dispelled. Okay? I will tell you when Boost is being cast. I will tell you to dispel it. It must be dispelled quickly. If you have Dispel, that is your highest priority. If I miss the call, it's still your highest priority. If you see the Boost cast bar, you will get the buff. The buff is easy to identify. It's red with an angry monster on it. You must dispel it because immediately following Boost, there will be raid wides. If there's a raid wide with Boost, it makes things very, very difficult for us. That set of mechanics repeats. It's going to be bombs with tethers, then a boost. It's going to be wind or purple with nails, and then a boost. There's going to be tank busters and raid wides sprinkled in, and I'll call those. After we kill them, it's going to repeat once, and then there's an enrage. So if we beat enrage, we move to the second set of bosses. If you are here with us, you have cleared the Orbod Monastery at least once. The Orbon Monastery has a boss called Mustadio. Mustadio gives you circles. The gap in the circle is your safe spot. We're going to use, there's Mustadio circle mechanics in this fight. Whenever you have a Mustadio circle, you're going to face the gap towards the gunner, who my tanks will ensure is in the center. You will face it towards the gunner, and then you will immediately face it after the Queen's Shot cast. You will immediately turn to face your gap towards the turret. The turrets will be on the east and west. They are staggered, okay, such that wherever you are standing, there will be one turret either on your east or west. So you will face your gap to the center, and then you will face it to the turret on the east or the west. When you have faced your gap to the center, I want you to take just a half second and try to find the turret that you're going to face. Jump up and down, move, jump up and down, move. The turret mechanic was the last one I understood in this fight, so I'm going to work to make sure you understand it. You'd face it towards the center. There is a cast called Queen's Shot. Queen's Shot. It's long. After it's over, then you face your gap to a turret either on the east or west of the arena. I'll probably just say turn your gap to the side. There is a correct answer. If you turn it to any side, you have a 50% chance of being right. So I want you to take a look at the turret you're going to face it to so you get it right. A word of warning. Just because this wasn't difficult enough, the turret shots do overlap slightly. So make sure you're really nice and centered, and the arrow on the turret is facing directly into your center through your gap. Okay. I've actually explained turrets before the rest of the mechanics because that's something I wanted to make a priority. So I'm going to take us through the soldier and gunner, and I'll tell you when those circles are. So once the soldier and gunner come out, we're going to have fire frogs, and that's just something I call. Okay? Then we're going to have Queen's Shot, which is what I just explained. After we turn it to the center, then to the side, we're going to have a tank buster followed by a raid wide, and then we're going to have turrets. The soldier is gonna summon turrets. I'm gonna have tanks assigned, we'll figure that out, to the turrets. I'm gonna tell you when to turn on tank stance. When you see the turrets, you're gonna provoke so you have aggro. And the turrets cast something called Sniper Shot. Sniper Shot's a one-hit KO unless you invuln it. So turret tanks, you're going to have tank stance on, you're gonna provoke the turrets, then you're gonna invuln. Be very careful. The Sniper Shot is longer than your invuln. So wait until the second half of the Sniper Shot, and don't worry, it's long. Wait until the second half to use your invuln. After Sniper Shot, we have Fire or Ice Portent. If it's Ice, you continuously move. If it's Fire, you do nothing. You don't target the bosses, you sheath your weapon, you take your hands off your keyboard, you do nothing. Then we have Queen's Shot, the Mustadio Circle mechanic, but instead of Fire Frogs, we have Bouncing Robots, just like in DRN. The boss is going to tether robots, those are unsafe. It's going to have untethered robots, those are safe. They're going to bounce around twice, and I will call the safe spot. You're going to move to the safe spot and face your circle to the center. After that, we have a Raid Wide and a Tank Buster, and that repeats. Assuming we get through that, which we will, the final phase has only 2 mechanics. All 4 bosses are going to show up, and they're going to be protected by ethereal wards. They're going to begin casting a very long enrage, and we win the fight when we kill all the orbs. Similar to DRN, there is Coat of Arms, which will reflect your attacks back to you, and it is on 2 sides of each boss. When we get to the 4th phase, we're going to split up. ABC parties are going to go north, DEF parties are going to go south. The 2 mechanics in this fight are repeated. One is Coat of Arms, where the shields on the ethereal wards will change. And the other is Spheres. I may call this as orbs. I'm going to do my best to call it spheres, but I may call this as orbs. Healers. This is why you brought light curtains. You will need 2 light curtains. If you brought Reflect instead, you will need to slot Reflect before the 4th phase. Zahar has anticipated this explanation. Healers, please look at group chat 1 and look at all these yellow dots. There are 12 yellow dots and there are 12 healers. Each of you gets a dot. It is assigned here by party. This diagram is true north. Okay, so A through C is north, D, E, F is south. Spiritual spheres are going to spawn in each of these locations. Healers, as soon as you see the sphere, you're going to use your light curtain or use Reflect. You only need to use it once. You're going to stand close to your assigned sphere, and you will reflect the damage they do back to them, and they will die. If we fail to reflect a sphere, the entire raid gets a damage down, which will make it more difficult to beat Enrage. These spheres will pulse once and then twice. If they're not killed by the second pulse, that's when the damage down goes out. So healers, after you've killed your first orb, look around for any orbs that also need to be reflected. If healers are on the floor by this point, I need you to say in yell chat. I need you to say in yell chat which orb you were assigned. Okay, I need you to say that you're down so you can't do it. DPS, tanks, if you brought light curtains, I'm talking especially to my vets, if you had room for light curtains, keep an eye out for spiritual orbs that need to be reflected. This is one of the most, this fight has some of the most responsibility for healers. Okay, so you've got your Steel Sting and Spellforge in the beginning, and then you've got your spheres to reflect in the end. Everybody else, when spheres show up, I need you to kill the aura sphere in the north and the south. I need you to kill the aura sphere in the north and the south. In addition to that, tanks. I need one of you assigned to the north and one of you assigned to the south for both times that this mechanic appears. I need you to have your tank stance on, provoke the sphere, and then when it dies, you're going to use your invul. You're going to have a marker above your head. The mechanic is called Spike Check. It will kill you unless you invul it. The entire sphere mechanic repeats once. So we're going to see spheres. We're going to see coat of arms. We're going to see spheres again. We're going to see coat of arms. And then we enrage. It would be great if we beat this fight. But if everybody resolves their orbs correctly and we enrage, I will be proud of you. Just like before, focus mechanic. That is a massive amount of explanations. The first, the second, the third time I did this fight, my brain melted out of my ears. If you have questions, ask them to your party leads. Everybody will have different questions. I want them answered on a one-by-one basis. Party leads, if there's an especially good question, please ask it in shout chat. Tanks. When we have our warrior and gunner and our warrior and knight and our soldier and gunner, you need to tank them in certain spots. The knight will be tanked in the center. The warrior will be tanked on the east, all the way out at the pizza crust. The gunner will be tanked in the center, and the soldier will be tanked in the west, all the way on the pizza crust. While we're getting questions answered, we're going to assign tanks. I'm going to remove our markers because this fight has several personal mechanics, and if you follow a safety shape, you might go to the wrong spot. I need a main tank for the knight. Need a main tank for the knight. Kaza, who would like to be the main tank? Stern?
Stern, yeah.
You are a main tank for the knight. You are tanking the knight, and you are tanking the soldier. In the first phase, it's the knight in the center. In the second phase, it's the soldier on the west. Who is our other main tank?
I can volunteer.
Is that Fane?
This is me.
Fane, you're our warrior tank. You're going to tank the warrior in the west, where Arya is standing, and you're going to tank the gunner in the center.
That's actually the east.
Excuse me, in the east. Thank you. In the east, where Arya is standing, and the gunner in the center.
Repeat that one more time.
Yeah. The warrior, the first boss that you're tanking, is in the east, exactly where Arya is standing.
Okay.
The gunner is in the center.
Gunner center. Warrior east, gunner center.
Fane, please slot in Dispel on your bar now. Fane's co-tank in the party, please slot in Dispel on your tray now.
And what's the cast I'm spelling again?
It's called Boost, and I'll watch out for it.
Boost.
Wait, you have to actually wait for it to be cast so that you see the buff.
It's not an interrupt, you remove the buff.
I learned the hard way from Lion.
Yep, Lion will get you. I need turret tanks. A west turret tank and an east turret tank. I need a west turret tank and an east turret tank. Not everybody at once. It's not that hard, people. Come on.
If I'm already tanking the knight and the soldier, I can't do the turret.
There's some volunteers in chat.
We've got volunteers in chat. Kaza and Ochi, you guys are vets. I want new folks. I want fresh blood.
Vanitas volunteered for east.
Okay, Vanitas is east, and who is west?
Don't be shy.
Don't be shy.
If you screw up, only.
And Shuma.
Moderately.
Okay. Vanitas is east and Shuma is west. Vanitas and Shuma, are you in the same party? Okay. So Vanitas is co-tank. You are the backup east turret. Shuma's co-tank, you're the backup west turret. If they're dead, that's what you do. Now I need a north Aurisphere and a Aurisphere volunteer. You're going to provoke. You're going to provoke the Aurispheres, and then invuln the spike check. This cannot be our turret tanks.
I'll take North Aurisphere.
Okay, who's chatting at me?
Keltazar.
Okay, Calcazar, thank you. And
Are you
Stern's
taking-
gonna have South 1. What was that?
Oh, so are you taking North 1 or North 2 Aurisphere?
We're doing North 1 right now.
Okay.
So the first Aurisphere that shows up is North 1, and you're going to provoke that and invuln the spiked check. Stern, you've got South 1, you provoke it, and then get the invuln the spike check. It's gonna have a marker above your head. Ochi, you've got North 2, and then I need a South 2 volunteer. Oh. Harimu, you got it. Okay. I have a question in my party. This is a really good question. Slot your Steel Sting or Spellforge over your Protect or your Shell. This is why we had you bring more. If you've slotted over something else already, don't worry about it. Once we've done the Steel Sting mechanic and the Steel Sting Spellforge mechanic and we're in the second half, slot Reflect over your Steel Sting or Spellforge. If you're using Reflect. If you're using Light Curtains, don't worry. A word of warning if you're using Reflect. You can target yourself, or you could target someone else. Make sure you're targeting yourself and double check that you have the buff. I've seen healers do everything right, but were accidentally targeting someone else, gave the tank Reflect, and died. Vets. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so, but also
I
we're
was
we're
eating.
ice cream for a
I was
really
getting
long
food,
time,
and
so.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like how we were all getting ice cream.
If
Yeah, we were all
there's
really busy getting ice cream, so I think you were fine.
if there's anything I missed, I'll call it in the moment.
Oh, coat of arms. Yeah.
Yeah. Coat of Arms. If you see the Coat of Arms cast, do nothing. Don't greed Coat of Arms. Don't greed anything in DRS, but especially don't greed Coat of Arms. You will take a Ruin stack, and you'll get knocked back. And you could get knocked back into the Death Wall. If everybody respects Coat of Arms, and we still see Enrage, I will be proud of us.
Yeah, especially with Coat of Arms, if you use a multi-hit ability, it'll knock you back with the emerging stack to each one. So ninjas and bards can one-shot themselves. So don't do that.
Could you remind me real quick what Coat of Arms is again?
Coat of Arms, it'll be obvious when it shows up. Big shields on either side of the box
okay.
in the fourth phase.
Okay, it's just the endgame shields. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Arya. The Knight and the Warrior need to die at the same time. The Gunner and the Soldier need to die at the same time. As soon as one is dead, the other starts casting an Enrage. This Enrage will kill us. So we need to keep the damage very even. I will call it if it needs to be evened out. Okay? Otherwise, A, B, C, you kill the Knight and the Soldier. D, E, F, you kill the Warrior and the Gunner.
Top, slow down. Top, slow down.
Mm-hmm. If the who's our Flare Star user again? Was it Drew?
We have
Dig Pietro.
It's Pietro. Sorry, I forgot. If you position correctly and the bosses are on the right spot, you can hit both of them with your Flare Star.
do we have individual tanks to hold the bosses for the opener so the duelist doesn't get rip aggro, or
Tanks. Any tank. If you want to tank a boss, go stand by it. Do not target it.
this is specifically for the opener, just so
This
the
is-
duelist doesn't die.
This is the opener. Everything we've assigned stands. This is specifically for the opener. Okay. These are your tanks. Excuse me, these are your bosses. Tanks. I'm talking especially to Stern and Fane, but everybody out there. Do not use any ability other than your ranged attack, your tomahawk, your lightning shot, etc. Those have increased enmity generation, and our duelist hits really hard. It is completely normal for a duelist to rip aggro from you, even with tank stance on.
Okay.
Wait, I'm sorry. So, since I'm tanking the knight and the soldier, you said to only use my my ranged because it generates enmity?
Mm-hmm. It generates increased enmity. Use your range.
So don't use my combo at all. Just throw my shield.
Yep. Just throw your shield.
When should I stop?
Once you have
having to do
a
that?
decent chunk of aggro, so basically, once you have the boss in position and you've had it there for a decent chunk of time, you can start doing basic rotations and stuff. Because the duelist isn't doing any action swapping, so you should be fine.
Yeah.
Also, I'm pretty sure what class is the duelist?
Samurai.
It's not a flare start, yeah.
Yeah.
So if the duelist pulls aggro on one of the bosses, or you see your aggro getting really high on one of the bosses, or you're in the middle of your opener, just swap bosses every so often.
Duelist
not
especially.
only can you multi-dot both of them as the duelist and do a ton of damage, it also helps if you are getting close to ripping aggro.
Will do.
Yeah.
Duelist especially split your damage.
Yeah. Just the primary thing that we do want to avoid is that if the bosses are too close together, as a result of duelists ripping aggro, they get tethered and all their abilities are augmented, potentially one-shotting us with a raid wide. So
that's why they need to be separate. Thank you.
But close enough that people can switch targets easily.
This fight has the longest explanations and is comparatively easy.
Did you tell them whether they need to hold the bosses, by the way?
Yeah, I did. And I'll say it during the
One
fight.
question about that.
Mhm.
Is it like is it like the start of Delubrum Normal where they're all like grouped up and we all hold them in the middle for that, and when they teleport away and come back,
Yep.
you pull them into positions?
Yeah,
Okay.
at the beginning you hold them all in the middle, and then when they come back you pull them into positions, because
Okay.
they'll come back in sets of two.
It's a really good question.
Mosh pit, then COVID distance. Got it.
And just repeating, you want to get them as close together as soon as possible, because our rend is also an AoE, so our rend one is going to be rending.
Roger, Dodger.
We're gonna get Rent out, we're gonna get Flare Star out, we're gonna get our dots out, our summoners will use Bane.
We have summons.
Tell me about Bane.
I think we have like one. I don't know. Okay. Food check. Re-razor check. Presence of mind check. I know it's ridiculous, but you guys are gonna be great. You may approach the bosses, do not target them. For style points, you can RP walk and feel cool.
I mean, this is Crystal. We're always doing that.
That's right.
Someone's getting crashed.
Oh.
Okay. We'll wait on the DC.
So, give me an example of like buffed samurai duelist winner damage. How much are they doing on average?
You can check the logs, but
Yes.
Samurai
Our-
opener is not very front loaded, so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about that.
Our record for the highest DPS with the Samurai Duelist is 200,000 DPS. So make
we're
of
talking
it
about,
what you will.
I think this next queen fight or this fight.
Not for this fight. This was for this is a very much black mage friendly fight, just because of Flare Star and
Yeah.
Flare Star.
We're trying. Is
But
Austin
for,
still the top?
For overall for all of DRS, the record is SPY at 230,000, I think.
Yeah. We just got that the other day.
Damn.
Not only that, their HP is doubled.
Oh. So it's good for DPS and tanks.
Yeah, if you're the duelist, you can actually click off your protector shell. Although you probably don't have it anymore, but yeah.
Let's get Shell on everybody. Let's get Protect on tanks. We're waiting on a DC.
If you still have it.
If you still have it. Yeah. If you slot it over, don't worry about it.
Okay, boost. How fast does that come out?
It's slow enough that you'll notice, and I will call it.
Okay.
The first one's very straightforward. The second one happens as your resolve mechanic, so you're gonna have to watch for that one a little. But this
I'll
is
probably
call it.
I'll focus target him just to be sure.
And the buff on him is very, like, it's unique. You'll see it. It's like red and angry.
Big red angry.
Yeah. Ready
Raising
checks?
raise?
Ready checks, please. I see someone back. C ready. Was the DC Ella? Are they back?
Yeah, they're back.
Razor check. Food check. Got C, A. Waiting on 1 and E. Ice cream is not a party name, although I suppose it could be. F D E A.
We can change things.
Ready.
Just
Waiting on the 1 and E.
Another quick reiteration. Tether to the bombs means small bombs safe. No tether means big bombs safe. Tether
It could be a combination of tethers of bombs on yourself and the tethers at the same time.
We didn't mention that. Really good question. You could have a tether on yourself, and nobody will see it but you. This is a client-side telegraph. Cannot tell you if you have a tether or not.
Say I have a tether and they tether the bomb, it would mean the big bomb's safe for me?
If you will have a tether from the boss, and the boss will also tether bombs. Do not worry about the tethers on the bombs. Just worry about the tether on yourself. I will call it. If I call it wrong, that's not your fault.
Yeah, someone in E got kicked.
Rip.
So yeah, well,
Dang.
should be fine. It was a DPS, so it should be fine.
Healers. At the 30-second ready check, begin casting Spellforge or Steel Sting on your party members that need it. That countdown is happening now.
Tank stance on for the
My
opener.
4 tank stance on, please. This is gonna open with 2 raid wides. Get them nice and close together. Let's get Spellforge, Steel Stings out. Food check, re-razor check, vibe check. Let's get those in the center, please. We're gonna get Rend Armor out there. We're gonna get Flare Star out there. Get some dances. This is a raid wide. Can I get a reprisal, please? Not all at once. Second raid wide. Can I get another reprisal, please? At 80%, we're gonna have our phase change. We want the warrior on the east and the knight in the center. Warrior in the east, knight in the center. If you are not stern or feign, please turn off your tank stance. ABC to center, DF to side. Please click off Spellforge. Healers, please apply Steel Sting. Please click off Spellforge. Healers, please apply Steel Sting. We're gonna see our omen for our bombs mechanic. It's shield omen. We're going bowling. We're gonna be knocked acute. Bombs are out. Tethers are out. This is tethers to large, party to small. Tethers to large, party to small. The warrior is to the south. Do not be in its tether. Be knocked acute towards the south. Tethers to large, party to small. Move to your bombs. If there is a bomb above your head, move into an explosion after you fall. Boost is coming out. Wait for the buff to show up, see how angry it is, and then dispel, please. There it is. Please dispel. Excellent job. This is a raid wide. I need a lot more love on the knight. I need a lot more love on the knight. Get ready for Winds of Weight. Gonna be coming soon. Everybody kill the knight. We need to even out the damage here. Okay. And you can return. Tethers are out for Winds of Weight. Tethers to the swirly wind, party to the pulsating purple. After this, we're resolving Sword Omen. We're moving into the center, then to the safe side. The safe side is south. Go all the way out to the pizza crust in the south. The boost cast is now. Let's get a dispel on that boost after these mechanics. Return the knight to the center, please. This is a raid wide. We're gonna have tank busters. Need a little more love on the warrior. And we're even out. And we're doing it again from the top. Same pattern. Remove Spellforge, we need Steel Sting. Remove Spellforge, we need Steel Sting. Our Omen is coming soon. I believe it will be Sword. Our damage is even. It is Sword Omen. We resolve our bombs on the edge of the arena. We resolve our bombs on the edge of the arena. Tethers to large, excuse me, tethers to small, party to large, tethers to small, party to large, tethers to small, party to large. Resolve at the very edge of the arena, on the pizza crust of the arena, If there is a bomb above your head, move into an explosion now.
Main tank on Knight died.
Okay, I need off tank on Knight. Boost cast is coming out. Thank you, Harimu. Get a dispel on that boost. Prepare for the raid wide. DPS is great, guys. I need a little more love on the Knight. We have Winds of Weight coming soon. We're going to clear and rage easy, even out the damage. Tethers are coming out for Winds of Weight. Respect mechanics, everybody. Respect mechanics. Tethers to Swirly Wind. Party to Pulsating Purple. Don't get Venn diagrammed. Sword Omen. We go center. Safe spot is in the east. Go all the way out to the pizza crust in the east. Boost cast is coming out. We need a dispel on that boost. Third phase. Soldier to the west, gunner to the center. Soldier to the west, gunner to the center. We have our Mustadio circles mechanics coming up soon. Be ready for them. Safe frogs are A and D if you'd like to follow them. Our safe spot is in the south. Our safe spot is in the south. Everybody to C, everybody to C, everybody to C. Face your gap to the center. Face your gap to the center, and then to a turret. Center first, center first, center first, center first. Now to a turret. There is a correct side. And we return. This is a tank buster. Arya, when's a good time for LB3 in this fight?
Usually when it's you're gonna
Thank
clear.
you. Thank you, Arya. Missed that raid wide, my bad.
F healer is down. No, one got res, never mind.
Turret tanks, turn on your stance. Turret tanks, turn on your stance. Provoke the turrets. Little late on that call, my bad. All DPS to the turrets. All DPS focus the turrets. All DPS focus the turrets. Prepare to invuln. Invuln in the second half. Invuln now. All DPS to the turrets. Turret in the west, in the east needs a lot more love. This is a raid wide. And return. We're gonna have Portent. It's Ice Portent. Everybody move. Everybody move. Do not cast. Casting is not moving. Everybody move. Get ready for the second round of Mustadio circles.
I got 2 stacks, so I might die on the gunner tank.
Okay. I don't think you'll die. You'll be great. Safe bots are A and B. Safe bots are A and B. Follow on with me if you'd like. C is safe. C is safe for sure. C is safe. That's safe. I only called one. C is safe. Gap to the center. Then gap towards the turret. There is a correct answer.
How do you determine the correct answer is what I don't get.
This is a raid wide. Healer's slot. This is a tank
Hey, boss,
buff.
sir. Balance damage.
Let's get more love on the soldier. Turrets are coming out. This is line AoEs. I didn't mention this. Line AoEs from DRN. You've seen it before. This is fine. You guys will be great. Fire portent. Fire portent. Sheath your weapon. Hands off the keyboard. Do absolutely nothing.
Gunner tank's dead.
I'll pick up gunner in a sec. Picking up gunner.
What the fuck?
Kill the gunner. Kill the gunner. This is an enrage. DPS like you've never DPS before. This is an enrage. Very, very close. Great job. We're in phase 4. Healers to your positions. North 1, South 1, get ready. Healers to your positions. You can use reflector, light curtain as you see the spheres. ABC North, DEF South. ABC North, DEF South. Check for other spheres that need to be reflected. Check for other spheres. Great job, healers. Okay, respect coat of arms. Get some DPS on these spheres. Respect coat of arms. Do not hit it. Respect coat of arms. Let's get some more damage on these spheres. Healers to your positions.
Next set of orbs.
Second set of spheres. Healers to your positions. North tank, south tank 2, get ready. Let's get a reflect on those extra ones. Great job. It's going faster this time. Okay. This is an enrage. Respect coat of arms. Respect coat of arms. Respect coat of arms. Healer LB3. There we go.
I don't get how to tell which turret is safe face towards.
It's ridiculous. It's hard. That one got me for a while too. And everybody out. I had some QG progs here. Sorry I couldn't get you past it. We were very close. Thank you everybody for coming. I'm proud of each and every one of you. This was incredibly good for a fresh prog. I'm gonna put my sign up very soon. If you are in my prog today and you sign up for my next one, you'll have priority in getting in. I have a wedding I'm going to, so it may not be this slot next week, but it'll go up. I'm gonna try to make it the same slot the week after if I'm not back. Looks like we're ending at just 10 minutes over. You guys did a great job. If you have any final questions, you can ask them in the group chat. Thanks again. Can we do rolls? Someone who's running logs, can we get rolls?
Sure. Let me upload them. Highly recommend that you study up for Trinity Avowed, as that's the main boss in this entire raid that the caller cannot hold your hand.
Brush up on QG, study TA.
Gods.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job, everybody.
Alright, that's gonna be it. I know there wasn't much me talking this time, but